Hello, my name is Nicole Walker, and this is my final project about the sexual revolution and the double standard American society held for women. The sexual revolution is more than what most people expect. It is not just about having sex and breaking society's rules, but rather it is about creating equality among men and women. The true base of the sexual revolution boils down to the concept that women enjoy sex, they love everything about it. They constantly crave it and seek it if necessary. They hold the exact same sexual needs as men, however, society refuses to accept it. The sexual revolution is all about empowerment and stop putting such a high view on sex. Men and women should have the exact same right when it comes to sex, and it should be something that both men and women can indulge in without all of these rules and expectations. Women constantly battle a double standard. Men were always allowed to do and partake in certain things, but if a woman were to act that way, society would see them as unfeminine. It was socially acceptable for men to have sex, but for some reason society was disapproving of women partaking in sexual actions. However, if a man is heterosexual, he needs a woman partner in order to indulge in sex. This is obviously extremely unfair for the women. It takes two people to have sex, and women should not be doing the walk of shame while men are empowered for it. Society would base their actions behind the fact that they didn't think a woman would be able to find a husband if she wasn't a virgin, but yet it would be okay for that husband to have already lost his virginity. In William J. Brennan's quote on the screen, he means that sex should be a personal and intimate time between two people who care about each other. It should not be surrounded with society's perceptions and expectation. The social pressure is what forced women to feel as if they have to choose between killing off a pregnancy or going through with the pregnancy. This should be something that the man and woman decide, not what society seems fitting. The battle of birth control was one of the factors that started the sexual revolution. Women wanted the ability to control their fertility and not be at the sole mercy of the men. They wanted to decide when they would have a baby and not leave it up to the men. With the pill, this gave the women the ability to indulge in all sexual behaviors without the fear of getting pregnant. With this, the number of accidental pregnancies went down, and this also began decreasing the number of unwanted marriages. The pill was an aspect that began relaxing the double standard, as it allowed a greater equality for men and women. The sexual revolution led to a social movement that began dismissing society's sexual norms. No longer were the men praised and idolized and the women left helpless and shameful. They were now on the same playing field, and they both had the ability to indulge in whatever actions they chose. Because of this, sex became cost-free for the men, as the women would take care of themselves and their birth control, and accidental pregnancies were being eliminated. Before the revolution, women had to bow down to the men and subdue themselves to society's double standard. Now women have the choice and have a voice. Women have also began adapting male patterns when it comes to sexual behaviors. As you can see on the screen, in the 1960s, half of unmarried 19-year-old women had not had sex. But by the 1980s, half of all American girls had sex by the age of 17. In 1960, birth control was created and the first pill went on the market. In 1965, contraceptives became legal for married couples, and after much time had passed in 1972, contraceptives finally became legal for unmarried couples. Quickly after, in 1973, abortions became legal throughout the country. In 1978, scientists came up with a way to reproduce without having sex. As you can see, the sexual revolution resulted in major changes throughout the country and began giving women a better sense of freedom to indulge in their needs.